Okay, so now let's create our register screen. So here we on tab we can just copy this line and paste it here, and instead of home screen we can write register screen. So now if we hit register, we are going to register screen. Our register screen is going to be quite similar to login screen, so we can actually copy few things from here. Actually, let's copy all of this and paste it in register screen. So let's import global.dart, and instead of login form data we are going to add another class called register form data. So class register form data extends change notifier. We can copy this to twice, and we can change this one to, so we can write name. Let's maintain order, and here we can write confirm password, and here let's add this one. And if, sorry, not if, so if name is not empty and confirm password is not empty, and in our main.dart we can copy this change notifier provider and write register form data. Let's go back to our register.dart, and instead of login form data we can write register form data and import provider, and form key. For form key we can write, we can actually copy this 3 and paste it here, and we need 2 more controller. So name, email, we already have email, and this one should be confirm password. We can now, so that's it. Then here we can import custom text field, and we need to change few things like what's your credential, enter your credentials, and we don't need this one. how it looks. If we go to register screen, this is how it is looking. So we can add another gesture detector. So I'm going to add center, child, gesture detector, on tap. We're going to write a function called get image, and here we can add child, circle, avatar, radius should be media, query dot of context dot size dot width times 0.2, and background color we can keep something like a light pinkish color, and background image we need to create few more variables, so let's create those. So after this confirm password, we can write x file image x file. We need to import image picker. Let's hit pubget again, and now we should see image picker, and then final image picker underscore picker equals to image picker, then string user image url equals to null, and future void get image sync, then image x file equals to await picker dot pick image source dot gallery, set state image x file. So now in our background image we can write image x file equals null. If it is null, then it should be null, or else file image file image x file dot path. We need to import dart.io, but do not import dart.html, then your project will not run. So image x file, if it is null, then it's going to show an icon icons dot add underscore photo size. We can just copy this one and paste it here. Then color, Foodpanda color, or else it should be null. So you can see this is how our circular avatar looks like. Then we can add a size box of height 10, and that's it. Then we can add two more custom text field, and here we can change this one to person. Instead of email controller we can write name controller, and instead of in name we can just write name. Then here we can write register form data name. We need email as well, so let's add email controller, email 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 and here we can just write confirm password controller. We can change this to register form data, and this one should be confirm password. So now it looks good. Then we can, here we can write, instead of doesn't you can write already have an account, then login, and go to login screen. So our register screen is done. Now we can try to write the function. Before that I need to fix this one here. So instead of login form data we can write register form data. So that's it. Now we are going to work on form validation. I need to change this login to register, and now it looks better. So now let's create our form validation function. So for that, this is going to be a very long video because we need to add many things. So stay with me and follow along. So future void form validation async. So if image x file equals null, then I'm going to show a dialog box. So let's create a error dialog box. So under our widget we can create error underscore dialog, and we can import material dot dart and class error, sorry, stateless widget. So you can just write stateless widget and error dialog, and we can remove this line. So final string message, error dialog, we need to initialize this. So this dot message, and in the widget build we can write alert dialog. So key, we can write key, then content text message, and actions should be a elevated button. So on pressed we can just write navigator dot pop context, and child should be text. So we can use center child text. Okay, style text style, colors dot white, and style should be elevated button dot style form primary Foodpanda color. So that's it. Now let's go back to register screen. We can write show dialog, context should be context, and in the builder we can write context return error dialog message, please select an image. So here we can write form validation. So here we can also write get image. So now if we tap here we can select our image. So now If image is not equals to null, then we can write else. If password controller dot text equals confirm password controller dot text, then it should be if confirm password dot text is not empty and email controller. Okay, you can just write name first, controller dot text is not empty and confirm password dot text is not empty. Show dialog context builder return. We can create another dialog, and that is going to be loading dialog. So we can write dot, we can add a new dart file called loading underscore dialog, import material dot dart stateless widget loading dialog. So final string message loading dialog this dot message. Okay, this should be this dot message. We can add a alert box, alert dialog, key content column main axis size dot minimum children. We can add another function called progress bar, so we can add a dart file called progress underscore bar. So material dot dart circular progress and return container alignment dot center padding edge insets dot only top 12 child circular progress indicator value color always topped animation Foodpanda color. Circular progress, and then we can write size box of height 10 text message plus please wait. So in our register screen we can write loading dialog, and we can send the message registering account. So after this show dialog we can write string file name date time dot now dot milliseconds since equal to string, and we can write here import package firebase storage dot dart as f storage. So f storage dot reference equals to f storage dot firebase storage dot instance dot ref dot child users dot child file name. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to add the image to our firebase storage. So if storage dot upload task equals to reference dot put file image x file dot path, and add a null check. If storage dot task snapshot equals to await upload task dot when complete. So await task snapshot dot ref dot get download url dot, then we can, instead of value we can use url. So users image url, and then we can add another function like save information to firestore. Now after this, if we can add else show dialog return error dialog. please write the please write all the please enter all the fields data. And after this, if after this one we can write another else. Show dialog box, we can just copy this one and paste it here, and here we can write password do not match. Now we can add a function called authentication. So void authentication async user current user, and we need to import Firebase auth and await Firebase auth dot create user with email and password. Email controller dot text dot trim and password controller dot text dot trim dot then current user. We can change the value to auth equals to auth dot user dot catch error error. We can add another error dialog box, and you can write error message dot message. Okay, we can add navigator dot pop context, and you can write error dot message dot to string, and if parent user not equals to null, then save data to Firestore. So now we are going to create another function called save data to Firestore. So for that, future save data to Firestore user current user sync. So Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection users dot doc current user dot uid dot set. So let's add uid current user dot uid, then email current user dot email, and name should be name controller dot text dot trim. Then forgot to add semicolon, sorry, colon. Then photo url user image url status approve, and user card should be garbage value. So we are generating the user card with garbage value. We are not keeping it empty. And let's add this one to, so save data to Firestore current user dot, then navigator dot pop context, and we can just copy this one and paste it here. Instead of login screen, we are going to write home screen. And after this, we can save the data locally. So instead of creating another function, I'm just going to write this one here manually. So save data locally. So shared preference equals to await shared preferences dot get instance await shared preferences dot set string. You can add null check. So if it is uid, then it's current user dot uid. You can just copy this line and paste it 3 times for name, email and photo URL, and we can add another one for our user card. So email current user dot email dot to string, and here we can write name controller dot text dot trim, and let's change this UID to name, and then photo URL we can just use user image URL, and here we can write user cart garbage value. Okay, we need to change this to list. Now let's run our app again, and go to register. We can add an image and name this bird, then email we can use bird@gmail.com. Sorry, this one is okay. We need to fix this. So here we need to make it false. So now if I write then bird@gmail.com, and password we can give like 123456 1234556, and we can hit continue. So it shows registering account, and if we check our Firestore database, then we can see okay, our photo URL is showing empty. And why is that? Let's see where is the error. Okay, so here I forgot to write URL. Now we can actually delete our previous data. So let's delete this collection users, and then storage we can delete this one as well, and in authentication we can delete this one. Now it's still signed in, but we don't want that. So what we can do is we can manually uninstall it. Now let's run again. Now let's go to register and add this image. We can name it bird, then bird@gmail.com, and password should be 123456, and we need to change the hint text also. Let's hit continue, and now let's see what does it show. So let's refresh our browser, and now we can see photo URL. This is our URL, email, name, status, and everything else. So also in storage we can see users. Under users there is this photo, and if we go to authentication we can see this new email that has been made. So our register screen is working fine. So in the next video we are going to create form validation for our login screen. So now we can register successfully. So we can add a sign out button in our home screen to sign out. So instead of text I'm going to add an elevated button, and on pressed I'm going to add a function called firebase auth dot sign out dot, then I can add a text, a child called text sign out. This is I'm just creating this one for testing purpose. So sign out, and here we can copy this one and paste it here. Instead of home screen we can call splash screen. Now we can see a sign out button. So if we press that we go to login screen. So in our login screen we need to create form validation function. So we can create it. So form validation if email controller dot text is not empty and password controller dot text is not empty, then we will add a function called login now. So login, and else we can add a error dialog box. I'm just going to copy it from our register screen and copy this error dialog box and paste it here. So I need to import this error dialog, and please write email and password. So now we are going to create our login form. I'm going to login now, sync. I can copy a loading dialog box and paste it here. I need to import this one as well. Then instead of registering account, I can call this checking credentials. So here I can write user current. Okay, I need to import Firebase auth, then current user, then await Firebase auth dot sign in with email and password. So email controller dot text dot trim, then password controller dot text dot trim, and then instead of value I can write auth, then current user equals to auth dot user, and catch error. I can just write navigator dot pop context, and I can add another error dialog here, and instead of this I can write error dot message dot to string, and if current user not equals to null, then read data from read data locally. Read data and set locally. So current user, and we need to create this function. So future read data, I can just copy it and paste it here. So user current user async await Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection users dot doc current user dot uid dot get dot then snapshot sync if snapshot exists, then if snapshot dot data status is approved, so equals approved, I can just write this in double inverted comma. So approved, then I can write await shared preference dot set string. What I'm doing is actually fetching the data from the Firestore and putting the value in the shared preferences. So UID current user dot UID, and now I can just copy this one and paste it 3 more times or 4 times. So email snapshot dot data email snapshot dot data name snapshot dot data photo URL, and we can add a list of string user cart list equals to snapshot dot data user cart dot cast string. Then here, instead of set string, I can just write list, and this one should be user cart list. Then I can write navigator dot pop context, and let's copy this one and paste it here, and instead of splash screen I'm going to add home screen. And if so else firebase auth dot sign out navigator dot pop context flutter toast dot show toast admin has blocked your account. And after this, if snapshot doesn't exist, then I'm going to add firebase auth.sign out dot, and I'm going to send this one to splash screen again and show alert dialog, this one here, and instead we can write no record found. So now we can write here login now, and here in our app bar under actions we can write form validation. Now let's see if it works or not. So bart @gmail.com, password I'm going to add wrong password, so 12345, then continue. The supplied auth credential is incorrect, so I'm going to add now 6. Now let's see, now we can log in successfully. So that's it for this video. Now we are going to add this login and register screen to our sellers and riders app.